Do you know that knowledge is actually an international business? But what is knowledge? This is Mission Ignite, no bullshit business. Hi, welcome to Mission Ignite. Here, we uncover the no bullshit stories from successful individuals and ignite your dream success. Today, we have an absolute rock star joining us, all the way from the world of knowledge management. We're actually joined by Rajesh. He's a knowledge management guru and a radical thinker who is on a mission to help organizations and individuals unlock their full potentials. With a passion, he has written extensively on topics such as knowledge management, innovation, as well as strategy. Now, if that wasn't enough, he's also a sought-after speaker and facilitator who has worked with some of the biggest names in the industry. And he's here to share with us his secrets on how to succeed as an entrepreneur and make your mark on the world. Welcome to our show, Raj.
Hey, thanks to listen. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure. In fact, right, why don't you share with our audience out there, right, who you are?
Well, hi, everybody. Depending on which part of the world you're in, then good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. And also depending on what time you're watching this. My name is Rajesh, and I'm currently with ACES Innovations, and I'm glad to be here today.
So what is ACES Innovation?
Well, ACES Innovations is actually a knowledge management consultancy. We do a couple of things, from SharePoint optimization, depending on systems that you have, or educating people within your organization on what is knowledge management. We also build strategies for organizations when it comes to how they should better optimize the knowledge which is within the organization, and talk about things like productivity, efficiency, and effectiveness.
So help me understand here, because knowledge management is a term that not widely used, right? Especially in Singapore context. What exactly is knowledge management?
Well, this is a question I get asked very often, and it's very interesting because what do you mean manage knowledge, right? Now, what is very strange also is that globally around the world, as close as our neighbors in Malaysia and Indonesia, knowledge management is very well known, and it's a commonly used term. Which means that if you look in the classifieds or if you're looking for a job, you can find a post called knowledge manager. Interesting, in Singapore, it will be a lucky day, like you strike 40 if you ever find a job that says they want a knowledge manager. Now, if we look at it within Singapore, right, and you're looking at digitalization, transformation, agile methodologies, all this falls into a part of what your organizational knowledge is.
Okay.
So if I can use a phrase, knowledge management is about making critical information or critical knowledge available to all your staff at the right place, at the right time, in the right form, and best of all, at the cheapest possible cost to your organization.
No, but that is very interesting, because I think as staff or even as founders and things like that, a lot of this knowledge is in our head.
That's right.
How do you even translate downwards?
Fantastic. It's actually touched on there are two critical parts to knowledge management. One is called tacit knowledge.
Okay.
And the other one is called explicit knowledge. Now, tacit knowledge is the knowledge that is within you. Like you said, it's within your head.
Yeah.
Now, explicit knowledge is when you have actually extracted that knowledge or documented that knowledge and put it into a form of where it can be shared or it can be co-created and improved on. Let me give you an example. Okay. Let's assume you do sales.
Okay.
Right? And we have, let's say my company, we have 4 salespeople. And one operates in the north, one in the east, one in the west, one in the south. Right?
All right.
South, west. Okay. All right. Now, you operate in where do you stay? In which zone?
I stay Bishan, actually.
Oh,
so it's the central.
Okay. Central. So let's say we have 5 then. You are the central guy, okay? All right. And you are operating in the central.
Right.
And, among our 5 salespeople, you have been hitting all your targets way and above.
Okay.
You've got a way of closing businesses, your sales, very well. right? Now, there is some skill sets within you.
Right.
Now, as an organization, what I would like to do is to understand how do you operate. I'd like to understand what are your best practices, what are your sales strategies, so that I can get this information out and then share it with my other 4 people, Northeast, Southwest, that's right,
Yep.
right? So that everyone has improved skill sets. Now, the benefits to an organization is that if I can do that, I've optimized all my salespeople potential. Now, we could be thinking in a bit of selfish manner, yeah? Hey, why do I want to share?
Yeah.
Now, one of the biggest problem with knowledge management actually is knowledge hoarding, which means I tell you for what?
Yes.
Right? Now, remember the Kung Fu master? He can only impart 80% or else his student will be better than him and will beat him, right? So there is that possibility in whatever we do. And that's where organizational culture comes in. So in an organization where sharing of knowledge, sharing of best practices is brought up, and it's a positive culture, then everyone will know that, hey, I can teach you how to do this. Anyway, you operate in the West, not in Central. You're not going to eat into my market.
Yes.
Right? Now, similarly, that's one scenario. Let me give you another scenario. The what's in it for me.
Yes.
Right? So you are operating in the Central, and let's say you have 3 target markets. You have children, you have married couples, and you have elderly.
Okay.
I'm just assuming in that manner, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, you hit it real well with elderly and married couples, but the children and the youth market is something that you struggle with.
Yep.
So in the central marketing area, you avoid this. Right?
Okay.
Now, we have another salesperson who in the West who's booming when he deals with children or youth, right? Now, if we have an organizational culture where knowledge is being shared, then the best practices that he has, you will know as well. And that will enable you to...
It's the exchange of knowledge.
It's the exchange of knowledge.
Okay.
So if we look in a organization and we talk about, hey, why do I want to share? Then I think the most important part is about growth. If we can enable our staff to grow, this will mean that he will have more value and he will bring more value to our organization. And when our staff talk about our organization being one that nurtures growth, everyone will want to join us.
Right. So I think I have a few questions here because I think first thing first is that is it an Asian culture that people doesn't want to share? Because you did mention that actually in your Western side, this is widely known, right? The Asian one probably slightly less, right? But however, in Malaysia, Indonesia, it's a little bit more apparent, right? Is it an Asian culture, especially, or rather, is it a Singaporean culture where you have the kiasurism, the kiasirism in a way, right? That people refuse to share?
Let me give you a physical example, okay? I'm going to pick up my phone, right? And assuming this is my test paper or my paper, this is what I'll do, right? I don't want you to have a look, right?
Yeah.
I think it's inbuilt the way we grew, right? So maybe we are kiasi, right? But I think there's always this fear that if I share, I will be disadvantaged.
Right.
If you look at some of the bigger banks in Singapore, sometimes or many times, right, when there's a swap of CEO, and assuming you and I are 2 CEOs of a company, right, and you have taken over and I have left, am I going to tell you everything? Or am I going to go one side and say, holy see, wait for you to die?
Yeah, I mean, that's the normal norm, right?
It's somewhat norm, but I think... instead, when we look at the other side of the world or many places in the world, what they would like to see is a concept of, hey, here, I'm passing you the baton. Let's continue the race. Let's keep winning, even though I've left. Because even if you win, I win.
Right.
You know? And I think that concept is coming into Singapore now. I think the younger generation and the youth today, especially those within, those who are still in uni and those who are right now, youth in Singapore is up to 35.
Yeah.
So I think in that area, while we are competitive, and this group is competitive, I think they are also more closely knit in this mindset of success. I think the boomer generation has this term called "I'll scrub your back, you scrub mine, I'll scrub your back."
Yeah.
And I think the younger generation is more on the concept of hey, together. It could be because of gaming culture and they all game
Work
together.
Yep.
Yeah, it could be something like that. Has a repercussion. You're getting this growth mode in them.
Yeah.
They are still competitive,
but they are willing to work together.
But they are willing to work together, and this is what I've noticed in working with the younger group of people.
I see. So in case of viewers out there, right, you guys are watching this and you guys have no idea what is kiasu or kiasi. It's a Singaporean slang, right, for saying afraid to lose out, right? Or that's the kiasu part, afraid to lose out. Or kiasi, that's where probably you're afraid to be replaced.
Yep.
Right, in a way. Yeah, so it's Singaporean slang, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So, but back to this topic of knowledge management, right? The question here is it tedious?
Is it what?
Tedious to record.
Tedious?
Yeah, because I think when we come to knowledge management, the first thought is if I have to convey down my knowledge and I need to put it down somewhere, it will have to be the paperwork. Yeah? Or it has to be certain SOPs that I have to draft it out and things like that. And most people are saying that why do I want to do the extra mile? You figured out the process yourself, right? So my question to you is knowledge management tedious to manage or even to jot down for the matter?
Well, if you want to say that you're going to start off, your company has been operating for, well, let me give you a client example, okay?
Yeah.
So we had one client that has been operating for 52 years. And when they went in, one of the problems that they had when they spoke to us was they have a whole lot of documents, right? And they said, we can't find our documents. So when you talk about knowledge management, it's not just about skill sets. It's also about how do we make the work process efficient. And one of the best questions I like to ask, right, my favorite questions is, how long does it take you to look for something? Or how many hours a day do you spend looking for things? Yeah. Pre-COVID, organizations used to spend anything between 3 to 5 hours a week looking for things or looking for who can I talk to. During COVID, there was a whole lot of panic because information was kept in silos. Now, silos, like, when you play the game, which means exactly like what you said, it's either within your head or it's kept in a
private drive,
hard disk, a private drive, and they couldn't access it. Yeah. So knowledge management also looks at accessibility. So we don't just look at, when you say tedious, it all depends on how long you've been. So this client, I fell off my chair when I heard this. They have 50 terabytes of data.
Wow.
And prior to this, one of the clients that we worked with, actually I can say it out, Singapore Symphony Orchestra, they had something like below 3 terabytes of data, but that was because during COVID, most of their events were on video and it was recorded. So a large amount of this data that they had was videos. Now, this other client,
the 50
is documents.
Wow.
Right? Over 52 years, and that amount of so my question, how much are you paying for your data, this thing, right? Your storage. What we found out was everyone who looked at a document would download it, do some amendments, upload it, right? So suddenly for one document, I had 20 versions, and 20 is a very small number for them.
Yes.
Right? Everybody had their own version of something. Nobody was sharing it. And what happened was when someone is presenting, they're all looking at their own version and, hey, how come I don't have this paragraph? Or how come I don't have this? So in today's world, that doesn't work anymore. Today, we're on a cloud. I mean, even if you have that amount of data on a cloud,
it's going to be very expensive.
It's a shared document. Right? We are all working. Everyone is afraid that if I make an amendment, how are we going to trace who made this line? Who wrote this line?
Who screwed it up?
Yes, who wrote this line?
Yeah.
Whose neck has to be on the chopping board for this statement?
Yes. I mean, that's the usual part,
Right? But the point is that in today's document management system, you can actually identify who made the changes, right? traditionally, it used to be like a comment session and things like that. At ACES, what we've done is we've actually used an AI tool. We've created our own AI document management system.
Wow.
It's still fresh. It was just created like 11 months ago in January 2024, right? And we were running some studies and things like that. So when you are looking for a document, just like Google, when you key it in, you get a title and you get a paragraph. And based on keywords. Now, the problem with this is when you save the document, you need to make sure you key in what are my tags, what are my keywords that I need to have.
Yeah.
So the AI now does that for you. And when you open up, so imagine if you open your file folder, you see every file you have in there, but there's a paragraph of what this paper is or that keywords that you are looking for.
Yes.
Where is it in the paper and what it means? So that AI system helps. So if you have 50 tera worth of data, it's going to be a bit tedious for consultants like us to come in and clean it up.
Okay.
But rest assured, at the end of it, it'll be much easier for you. But if you are a SME, a small startup, then I will say that let's think of it this way, all right? If we all have surgical knives, right? Who do you want it to be sharp or who do you want it to be blunt? Now, the sharpening takes a bit of time. We did our last project, we did a project for ASEAN, right? The ASEAN Humanitarian Assistance Center.
Okay.
Our timeline given to us was 8 months. We finished it in 3.
Wow.
Right? So it's all about how much time you have to talk to the consultants to make sure that the solutioning is right for you.
Yep.
And the dedicated amount of time we spend in there to understand the system and then to roll it out.
I see.
Yep. So I think everyone wants if you're going to get a surgeon doing a bit of a cut on your hand, you would want the knife to be real sharp.
Definitely.
Right? Even no scarring, right?
Yeah, if you could. Yeah.
So it's all about sharpening. Tedious, I will say, depends. I can't tell you.
It depends on the work that's required.
It depends on the depth that your organization is in and how much of things are not recorded and how are they scattered all over the place.
And how
can
they
we
actually
bring it all
record it
together?
and categorize it.
Yeah.
I see.
So you see, right place, the knowledge has to be in the right place. So we have to make sure everything is back in the right place, categorized properly. Right time, which means availability and accessibility. In the right form. So which means that if it's best in a PowerPoint, it's best in a taxonomy list.
I see.
Right? There you go. And at the lowest cost.
That's definitely.
Lowest cost is something that we impress upon. I'll share with you why. The history of ACES starts out with me and another gentleman called Dr. Randir Pushpa. And we were attending a KM conference in Bangalore. Okay. And we decided, let's go drink tea.
Okay.
So we went to a hole in the wall kind of tea shop and we drank tea. Right. And at that point of time, both of us were in the KM field, not as our primary task, but we were very agitated because we had all of these consultants who came in and were pushing products, right? Without understanding us. So, in some financial companies, there's this thing we call Know Your Client and KVC, right?
Yes,
I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called KVC. KYC, right? And they didn't do a KYC with us completely, which means that if they came to us and if they were representatives of company A, right, or they company A's sole provider or something like that, business partner, they'll come to us and they'll tell us, hey, your system doesn't work so well. You need this thing. I'm going to recommend a product by company A, blah, 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 because company A gives me a 20% cut.
It's a product pushing. Right. Okay.
Right? And we were very agitated with this because product pushing means every 3 years, 5 years, I have to change. And that's the most costly part, right? Instead, right, what if we can work within what we have with small improvements and spend more time thinking about that discovery phase?
Right.
I'm going to share with you this thing called a discovery phase. It's very much KYC. Now, in ACES at least, right?
Okay.
We have this concept called client first. So we will not do anything until we hear your complete story. And that phase is called discovery. And the discovery phase would mean that if we are interested in doing something together, before there is a contract, which means before you start paying us, we want to learn everything about you. And then we will be able to formulate it as accurate as possible and tell you, hey, this is the things you need. One of the things that we do is that if there's a certain element that we are not experts in, we will actually tell you, hey, this area is not ours. You have a choice to pick someone to do this for you, or we can do it. We'll find 2 or 3 and we'll let you choose.
Right.
So the same with product. So when it comes to product today, SharePoint, of course, is one of the most popular KM products out there, but you have other products as well. So when we go to the client, we will never tell the client, you need to use SharePoint. Our first question is always, what are you using now? How can we improve on that so that we bring the cost down and your ROI on that product increases?
Yes.
Right? Now, if there's, if that organization says, hey, you know what, we want to go completely new, then what we'll do is we look at what best fits, and then we'll tell them, here, there are 3 things. Pros and cons of A, pros and cons of B, pros and cons of C. You decide.
Right.
And then we'll work with this, whichever you want. And that's why we have decided till today that we are not going to be product pushers, or we are not going to be partners with specific companies.
Yeah, but I think that's important because most companies, they are looking out for revenue generating.
Exactly.
Right, and that is exactly what they will do, a product pushing. Not many companies will do that discovery stage, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them think that it's going to be something that we want to complete as fast as possible because I got to go to the next client.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, with knowledge management, what I cannot give you at the start point is I can't tell you, hey, listen, let's pick up on this strategy. You will save, you'll be 20% more efficient. You'll be 30% of cost savings. I can't tell you that at the start because the way it works is that we will build the strategies, we will build the SOP. Now, your team, our salespeople, right?
Yeah.
They have to pick it up and they have to go and
They have to
run
adjust
with
it.
Right?
Yeah.
So I can't tell you within 3 months.
Yep.
Now, a good figure would be within 1 year, 6 months to a year to tell you, okay, now we are seeing the fruits of our labor, right? So usually when you come up with a KM strategy, now, if you have a business strategy, your knowledge management strategy has to be supporting your business strategy. So if your business strategy was, we want to ensure the best sales in the west of Singapore, where we are HQ, right? And we want to hit 3 target markets, the youth, the married couples, and the elderly, for example. Right. Then we will need to see, okay, what are all the organizational knowledge, the skill sets, the sharpening of the knife that you need, and what is the technology that your staff need to make sure that when they go out there, right, knives are sharp and they are ready to
go and
do surgery.
Right. Oh, that's very interesting. We pause here, okay? Anything else you want me to cover? Talking about long-term sustainability, right? You want to talk about that?
Okay.
So what's that about?
Actually, we are leading to that when we're talking about it. Why don't we talk about pitfalls first? You want to talk about pitfalls?
I can. But I'll talk about that's personal pitfalls though.
Oh, personal pitfalls. Okay.
Yeah. What pitfalls is company's pitfalls? Is it?
Yes, I have company pitfalls, but I can do both.
Because what I will do, right, is I will ask one last question about the company first before I go to your personal part.
Okay.
My last question is, so for knowledge management, is it something that is good for SMEs or large corporations?
Okay, why don't you ask me this question? Today, everybody is talking about SDGs. Are you familiar with SDGs?
No, I'm not. What's SDG?
Sustainable Development Goals.
Okay,
Sustainable Development Goals. Where does KM fit into this?
Okay,
Okay. SDGs, Sustainable
Development Goals.
Sustainable Development Goals.
Yeah, I can always talk about SDG.
12 or 13 of them.
Okay, I can talk about that. Do you want to answer the part where is it good for small companies and big companies?
Yep.
Right.
I will bring that.
Yeah, you sure you bring that in after I will ask that.
Okay. Can.
So we will. So tell me, we will restart this.
Let me bring my bottle back up because the last scene my bottle was here.
It doesn't matter because they will adjust it back to me. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay, come, let's go.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Can. SDGs. What does it stand for again?
Sustainable Development Goals.
Development. Okay, can. Okay, ready? Okay. Raj, so that's quite interesting to hear because I think in today's context, in terms of companies, right, they are into sustainability, right? I think one of the terms they call it was SDG, Sustainability
That's right. Sustainable Development Goals. That's right.
Yeah. So how does knowledge management fit into all of this?
Fantastic. Actually, I've got a question for you. Have you been reading my LinkedIn articles?
Here and there, yes, not all, but yes.
I just wrote an article with regards to SDGs. I mean, not recently, it was a couple of months ago. So maybe I should share with you, I teach in NTU, and I teach knowledge management strategies. And sustainability has been something that's been coming up a lot. Now, while within the UN, they've came up with the Sustainable Development Goals. And you're talking about environment, you're talking about education, gender equality.
It's a big thing right now across the world. Yeah.
It's a big thing. Now, for us in Singapore, sustainability links to a few things, especially for us in Singapore. Yeah, being a small, overcrowded country where you have so many SMEs trying to keep their head above water, and you have all the big companies. Right. So sustainability for us in Singapore takes on a bit of a different definition. One of it would be resilience. And that is to be able to bounce back. Now that we said resilience, it's a very interesting word for me as well. Because my journey started in the Navy.
Yeah, I wanted to ask your journey later on, but we can touch on that.
It just kind of triggered something. It started in the Navy, and I'll let you ask that question later on. But I was CEO of a ship, and the name of the ship was called RSS Resilience.
So that's where the links is. I see.
So I'm back to SMEs here. Now, with such a small number of people, as an SME, right? So information exchange has to be fast.
Yes.
And majority of the time, you have one person, or you are that one person who's doing the accounts, who's also doing the sales, who's also doing the logistics.
Yeah.
And, I hope everything's not in here, because if one day you fall ill, or how do you go on holiday?
Yeah.
Right? You need to have a system to capture this, right? Is it going to be expensive? No. Right? Many times, people think that you have to buy a software. You can build one yourself. If, Google Drive works for you, it works for you. Right? The whole idea is, are you able to understand what are the things we need to do? Right? Sustainability is about that. It's about how can we bring in a couple of things. Today, in my context of sustainability, at least the one that I teach, and knowledge management strategy, I include two other things. One is cybersecurity, and the other one is DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusivity. Now, in Singapore, many of us think we don't need DEI. We are already a multiracial society, based on justice and equality, and right? I beg to differ. I think the concept of DEI in Singapore is taken for granted. And I've had some bad experiences with DEI as well, where, sometimes you have to say, can you switch back to Channel 5? For audiences who are not from Singapore, right? When we had the free-to-air channels, Channel 5 was the English one, and Channel 8 or Vasantham was Mandarin, and Tamil, and Surya was Malay. So we used to use this term called, can you switch back to Channel 5? Very common when we were in the SAF or when we were doing our BMT. But in some organizations as well, especially today where you have staff from all over the world. So to be sustainable is to equip yourself with tools, skill set, procedures, to be able to bounce back and to be able to survive the long term. For an SME, that's very important. Right? You also need to think about leadership transition. How are we going to hand over the baton to our younger generation? And it can't be the point that, hey, I'm going to hand this over to you. Cannot, because if you're an SME, you're likely,
you want to keep that baby legacy continue.
Exactly, and you have invested effort in it. Yeah? So you probably want to give a well-trusted set of guidelines. It's very important, especially if you use the word legacy, right? So just think of it as a parent, you're going to tell your kid, you're that visual example of your kid, of how to behave when he becomes a parent. That would be it.
Right. By the way, this is not a commercial thing we have no commercial release.
It's called life, by the way. We are talking about life's lesson here.
Exactly. Oh, that's a good
I'll have a drink.
thing. Please do. So now I think I'm curious because you have such vast knowledge in knowledge management. I'm curious about your journey because you say you started out from the Navy. How did it turns out to where you are today?
It's been a long journey, Dhillon. I was in the Navy for 21 years.
21 years. Wow.
So basically, from BMT, I think the Navy taught me a lot of things. Majority was good, but there were some bads as well. You know, if there's nothing bad, then it wouldn't be an enriching service life.
All organizations will have that bad, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed 21 years of being in the Navy, and it taught me a lot about knowledge management. Actually, the concept of knowledge management started out from the US military services. There was this consultant that they had called Nancy Dixon, and she came up with a book called CompanyCommander.com.
Okay.
And this book captured lessons that were learned by company commanders when they were out either in deployments.
Right.
As simple as, how do I order a toilet seat cover? That's actually in the book.
Wow.
And if you have read some of the cases in the US military, they have even paid $200 for a $10 toilet seat.
Okay.
Right? And that's because of the layers of middlemen that they go through. So all these lessons were being captured. How do I send back my soldier's body?
Right.
Things like that. So within the SAF, we learned a very important part of AAR, the after action review. And an after action review is looking at, you finished doing something, what have you captured? What went well? What didn't go well? What can be done better?
Yeah.
And if you can record this down, and when you go and do it the next time, you are already improving one step ahead.
Yes.
Right? And that is applicable to anything and everything. Even to your children, if you have children, studying. Or if you are someone who's taking your exams, hey, what went well when I studied for this paper? How should I study for it the next time?
Yeah.
Right? So my journey in the Navy taught me that. And after 21 years, like I shared earlier, I was CEO of a PV called RSS Resilience. And then I was in this place called MSTF Hub. I was a watch commander there. So we looked at the entire Singapore seaward front and all the lines of shipping and tried to keep us safe. Thank God everything was good.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And then I decided, you know what? Maybe I should try myself doing something else. Can I
pause here? You pause here? Don't worry. Relax. Relax. You're excited with this?
No, the water when I drank just now, it went somewhere else. So I was trying to tahan. Okay. Where do you want me to continue from?
The
part where I say maybe I want to go somewhere else?
Yeah, we can start with that.
Okay. So do you want me to repeat the word go somewhere else?
Yep.
Okay.
So you decided that you're done with watch commanders, right?
Okay. Are we good to go?
Yep.
So then I decided maybe it's, I try to do something else. At that point of time, I got a call from SUSS, asked me if I want to come back and teach, right? I decided to take that leap of faith, and so I took a 6-month break. So basically, after I left the SAF, I was that tauke sitting at the kopitiam drinking kopi, reading newspaper, and wondering, hey, what am I just wanted, you've been working 21 years, so you want to take a break, So I did that. I used to teach in SUSS once a week. That's it, right? And then shortly after, NTU came along and said, hey, why do you teach here as well? So I said, okay. So I run a bachelor's program in the School of Business in SUSS, and at Wikimwi School in NTU, I run knowledge management strategy and, of course, their year-end project. And it's fun. It's fun, and that's why I can stand up to say how capable our youth are for today. Right. Now, while that was going on for 6 months, I decided I was called by AAG, Advisors Alliance Group, to ask if I want to think about strategy for them.
And that's a
financial. Actually, that's not a financial institution. That's the top financial institution. It makes a difference, Okay. And they kind of asked me if I can build strategy for them. They wanted to do some expansion. So I came in to do strategy and then business development. And at a point of time, I was also their regional director, holding all 3 portfolios.
Wow!
But everything was interconnected, so it wasn't difficult, right? And while men can't multitask, I think I did pretty okay. All right. And post COVID, then I decided, hey, you know what? Let's focus on my passion area, and that was knowledge management.
Right.
I've been doing it for everybody else, meaning for the SAF, and then when I was in Advisors Alliance, why don't I try doing it for myself now? And that's how ACES was born.
So you kick off your first entrepreneur journey.
I kicked off my first entrepreneurial journey then. My first client was one that had 50,000 staff.
Right.
And they were based in Indonesia.
Wow.
And I went in and we did their KM strategy and we did work plan and we did, I was with them for 3 years. And at the end of 3 years, I was able to tell them, hey, you don't need me anymore. You are able to do this by yourself. I take pleasure in doing that. A lot of people call me dumb because they say they're paying you anyway.
Why are you stopping your revenue?
Why are you stopping?
Yeah.
But that concept is of grow and let go. Let them grow and then let them go and tell them, hey, you know what? Anytime you need something, give me a call. I'll be here.
Yeah.
And I think that resonates very well with me. So my journey has been like that. And that's where I am today. ACES right now, from a private limited in Singapore. We are operating now in Indonesia, in India.
Wow.
In the Middle East, in London, in Switzerland. And the latest was last October, 2 months ago. Now we operate in the US.
Wow.
So we are now operating in all of these areas and providing knowledge management solutions, technology optimization, development of new AI. These are the things that we do.
I have to ask, is it tough?
Oh my goodness, tell me about it, man. For any of you who are actually, maybe I should tell you guys this, for any of you who are starting out, right? Let me tell you, it's a constant struggle and 24 hours a day is not enough. I have been juggling NTU, SUSS, small projects within Singapore, free webinars, and ACES up till today. So even when you are a couple of years down, sometimes I think it allows you to better manage your time. But it is a struggle. I'll share a story with you when I first started out. I think if you talk about the big tech companies in Singapore, or globally, not even in Singapore, globally. One of them is HQ'd in Singapore and there are about 3 of them.
Okay.
This is super, super big. Okay.
All right.
So this company called me up and told me, hey, we are keen to do training for our partners. Can you come down and run a 1-day workshop?
Okay.
And this was something like 2-3 months since we start up, right?
Whoa.
So we were super excited and said, can you imagine this? These people,
Big company,
multicolored logo and all that. I'm giving you a lot of hints here. Okay.
So if you can guess, ladies and gentlemen, put in the comments, what the company is.
Oh, goodness. And then, so we did one mistake.
Okay.
We never talked about the price. So we were so excited and we came up with the content. We said, okay, the webinar, we'll do this. Not webinar, it was an in-person thing.
Right.
We'll do this. This is a whole 1-day event. They are providing the venue because it's in their office space. Okay, fantastic. All said and done, right?
And you did it for free.
I'm coming there, right? So, and then, a couple of days before, so we said, hey, what's the remuneration like? What do we have to have this conversation of how much we're going to charge you? So, for example, a simple 1-day full class would cost anything between 3,000 to 8,000.
Yeah.
So normally 5,000 is about the number.
Yeah.
Right. So the person who called us up was a director of that company, the division director, and he said, "Oh, Raj, we are not paying you." I went like, "Huh?" I went like, "Huh?" He said, "Yeah, we're not paying you. We just asked you to do this." And I was like, "Can you say that again?" I said, "Then how about the effort that we have put in?"
Yeah.
Well, you can put our logo on anything that you can tell them that, you did a workshop for us. You can put our logo, but we're not paying you.
Wow. But you did it for them anyway.
I did it for them. So I was sulking, right? I was
Yeah.
like, the word is cowpaying internally, you know?
Yeah.
I was totally pissed, man. I'm like, hey, this is in Singapore as a tech company, you are number one,
Yep.
right?
Why are you doing this?
I'm starting out, no? How about support, man?
Yeah.
Right? And that is what your journey is going to be.
All right.
There'll be a lot of people who will want to test water, yeah, and see whether can you do it. There'll be a lot of requests for you to do things for free. And yes, I do use their logo until today. I will exploit it.
Yeah.
Right? Until I've got my X amount of dollars worth, lah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but that's how it was. You know. And on the other side, you have companies like international companies who you go in and you talk for a bit and they pay you.
Wow.
And you are even shocked at it, even like 45 minutes, like, I don't need anything.
Yeah.
You know? They say, no, we have to pay you.
Wow.
Right? And okay, I'll keep the $500.
Yeah.
I just did one for NUS, right? And at that point of time, I was representing a non-profit organization, and they decided they wanted to pay me. And I said, no. They said, no, we have to pay you. I said, okay, send it to the non-profit. Don't send it to me, right? So you will meet a lot of different people, but there will be more of them who want to squeeze you dry than people who will say, hey, let me hold you up, let me support you.
Yes.
That's the world, right? Not everyone's going to hold your hand and cross the road.
Yeah, but I mean, that said, facing those kind of struggles, difficulties, and you did mention that 24 hours is not enough. How do you manage it mentally?
It's a tough question to listen. I think you need to have a lot of support, yeah. Friends, other people within the community. So within the knowledge management community. In Singapore, it's very tough because a lot of people don't understand the word knowledge management.
Yeah.
So when you do it globally, when you have a global community, it's much better. A lot of breaks, a lot of mental breaks. Sometimes the switching kind of helps. So for me, when I teach, right, it actually fires me up compared to when there are tough situations that I face. So I enjoy the teaching a lot. And I think it's because of the way the youth are today. So a lot of my students in NTU are international students. They are not very, I would say, not the mold of many Singaporean students, which is
Yes.
they actually engage. I wouldn't say today's Singaporean students are like this, but today they are more
Slightly better than the previous.
I think not slightly, but I think much more better.
Okay.
Right? It's a sparring session. So I enjoy the sparring with the students because when I spar with them, I'm growing.
Yes.
And I think that mentally resets for me. You know, spiritual guidance is very important. And if you are one who is, you don't have a specific faith, then just take time to breathe, right? Have your own space. I think that's very important.
Yeah. So you are talking about work-life balance, I believe.
In Singapore, it's work-life no balance. But you have to dedicate time.
Right.
It could be watching your TikTok. It could be watching your Netflix.
It's a me time.
Yeah. The me time thingy, right?
Right.
You got to go into your zone
Okay.
to charge yourself up.
And you did mention just now in terms of support pillar, right? So I need to ask a few questions here because I think for you are the president of the Information and Knowledge Management Society. So people look up to you more often, right? Is there any mentors or anyone that you actually look up to or seek help and guidance for?
I think the entire journey from the Navy onwards, mentoring and coaching. These two are knowledge management, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Okay.
It's part of knowledge management. Mentoring and coaching has been very important. I've been fortunate that I've got very open-hearted, mentors and coach. When I say open-hearted, it was not, they didn't have that what's in it for me mindset. The sharing was positive. The guidance was very good. The person who got me into knowledge management was I was his gunnery officer. He was my CO. He was my commanding officer.
Okay.
And he was a student in NTU taking the masters in KM at the time. And I looked at him and then he started talking to me about it, and that got me interested.
Right.
That was how he started. And eventually I went to NTU and became a student in the same course, right? And now I'm teaching there the same course. So that means I did pretty well. Okay.
You definitely did. Definitely did.
But even then, so globally, I have people like Stan Garfield. These are all the big names in knowledge management. And looking at my age, I'm 50 now. Obviously, they are much more older than me, right? So they're always within the range of 60 to 70. One of the person who has been with me in a very long journey is a very close friend of mine. He's 2 years younger than me.
Wow.
And you know him, I think, Jason Tan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Jason Tan is what we call my brother from another mother, right? But he's been pivotal in the form of a sparring partner, as well as a pitfall partner. So he knows a lot of my pitfalls, and he's the guy who brings, we have that chat. We just met yesterday, by the way. We have that chat when, I tell him, well, Jason, this tender didn't go through. Then, we talk a bit and things like that. So, of course, there's friends, there's family. There are specialized people in the market kind of thing. And I think having a variety of them is important as well. Because, they too have their days that they are up and down. And so you must be able to support them as well as they support you.
Right. So I have 2 points that I want to touch on as you mentioned about that part. First one is, because for you have been in such a niche market, right? Especially in the Singapore context. And you mentioned that there are 2 types of mentor. One is that will give you the personal support, and the other one that actually are the subject matter experts. Now, many of our young viewers out there actually might not even be young. Some of them are maybe 30, 40 years old, and they are seeking for mentorship, and yet they do not know how to, right? What's your advice on this?
I think the first thing you need to do is you need to go out there and meet people. So networking sessions, podcasts like this to get to know more people. That would be the first thing you need. You need to put in some effort. If you are introvert, then you have to do a bit more to get yourself out there. I'm introvert, by the way, and a lot of people say they don't believe me. But if I was in a room with people that I don't recognize, chances are I'll just be at the buffet table, but it will take some time for me to warm up. And I'm learning that. So I used to be very introverted. Now I wouldn't say extroverted, but I'm saying less introverted. But I think number 1 is get to know people. Number 2 is don't be afraid to ask. There can only be 2 answers if you ask for help. Yes or no.
Yeah.
Maybe let's put it onto the yes category. I think positive.
It's fair.
Okay. And if it's no, okay lo. Next. Right? So I think if you don't ask, if you don't voice out, people won't know. It's the same at work. Yeah. If you're having some challenge and you don't voice out,
no one will ever know about it.
People will never know.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that can happen is one day before the deadline, you tell me you have a challenge. So I think today's organization mentality is no longer like that. We say a lot of agile models, which means at every step of the way, hey, what's happening well? What's not going on well? Where do you need help? So in our team, we have a daily stand-up. Our daily stand-up is at 11 o'clock every morning because we need people from India to come in. So based on time frame, I start my day at 11. Okay.
But I'm sure you end your day late. Or maybe early.
10:59. No, it depends lah. But I start my day at 11. And at 11, we do a stand-up and we do a round of, what I worked on yesterday, what I'm working on today, this is the help I need. Or I need this help, right? And we make everyone in our small teams do this, right? And when somebody says, hey, I'm working on, so for example, if I did my stand-up today, and I'll say, today I'm going for a video with Dhillon, we're going to be talking about this. And, if my colleague or my teammate has done this before, then they will be able, hey, Raj, you know what? I just did this last month and make sure you wear the company t-shirt because I didn't. So you see, immediately within the group, that that culture of sharing
certain
starts.
improvements that's been done to make things a lot better.
So look at it as a spiral, right? There's only two ways you can go. You can spiral up or you can spiral down.
Yeah.
If you just move stagnant, it's called a circle, not a spiral anymore.
That's true.
So when you are out there and you're starting something, or if you are in school and you've hit, I don't know, a statistics question that you can't do, then you got to ask for help. And AI may solve it,
Okay.
but it doesn't solve everything,
I see.
right?
Yeah.
That's it.
So on the second part of note, that you did mention in terms of support, right? You did mention, Jason comes to you, support you and things like that, right? What about family? Is a family support important?
Well, it's important in the sense that you need to feel loved, yeah? You need to have a comfortable bed to sleep in. You need to have a good workspace. And you need to be able to trust that the family will keep running.
Right.
Even when you're down or even when you're away. Now, I spend a lot of time overseas. Actually, next week, I'm going overseas again. And when I say I'm going overseas, I go off for a month.
Wow.
And next week is not the best time to go because it's
It's
Christmas week.
Christmas, it's New Year.
It's New Year. It's my birthday in January. And the kids go to school in January.
Yeah.
Right? So which means the first day of school and, sending...
You are
my
not
routine is
around.
always... Like I told you, I start my day at 11,
Yeah.
right? But at 7, I start sending the kids to school. And all this routine now, they have to OMO lah.
Yeah.
Right? So it has to run on its own. And being able to know that, it's going to run without you there efficiently, right? Then you will be able to work better.
Right.
So I think within family support, trust, responsibility, and very important, we can demand trust. We can demand that they all do their part and they all are responsible. But I must also say that as an individual, what have you done? So we have to put in that as well.
Right.
So family is a seedling, You got to keep watering it. Somebody has to be the water, somebody has to be the sunshine, and somebody just has to come there and do carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah.
So it works that way. So family support, if you want family support, start supporting your family first.
Right.
That is what I would say.
Yeah. And you did mention just now previously that, in order for us to get mentors, networking, right? So my question to you here is, how important is networking to you?
I think it's absolutely important. Let's put it this way. Within the people within your circle of friends.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to school, those are your classmates. Now, it might even be less than your classmates because if you're in uni, you are jumping classes from here to there, you're not seeing the same people. It will likely be your group mates.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you might have some clubs that you're part of within school. So let's say you're a Dragon Boat Club, which is a very good one to build teamwork and team camaraderie.
Yeah.
Then you have people from there. If you are a guy and you have completed NS, then you have your BMT mates.
Yeah.
Now, these are your circle. Now, let me ask you in that manner, right? Everyone in your circle is the same age group as you. Who's going to talk to you about the hard knocks in life?
Yeah.
Who's going to ask you, hey, how do I do this?
Yes.
Right? So I think you need to get yourself into different areas, right? Join some networking events. Now, you don't need to have a name card to join a networking. Today, you can get a QR code on your WhatsApp or we have digital name cards, right?
Yes.
One good card or something like that. You can have that. And then talk about marketing. You have to market yourself. You have to build your personal brand. Now, my personal brand is not ACES Innovation. My personal brand is Rajesh.
Yeah.
Right? So what does Rajesh stand for? Which means that how do you portray yourself in social media? So be very careful with the things we say on social media because your employers, your future employees will look at your social media. Now, not only that, if you are deciding to travel to the US, then when you fill up that ESTA form, they are asking for all your social media handles.
Really? Oh, I
which
didn't know
means that you can be denied entry if you've been saying whatever.
Wow.
So be very careful with your personal brand. Your personal brand started right? My personal brand started in January 1974, the day I was born. And that is your personal brand, right? So how are you going to build it? So in my NTU master's program for KM strategy, one of the assignment is on LinkedIn. They have to write an article on LinkedIn, which is out there for the whole world to see.
Yes.
And that is the start of their personal
Personal
branding in knowledge management.
Wow.
So that when they graduate and they apply for a job, they have something that they have written about, So that's what, nobody taught me this, right? It happened, it just so happened. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to make them do this.
Yeah.
So build your personal brand. And LinkedIn is a very
powerful media.
I think it's a very powerful tool.
Yeah.
I may be lost with some newer tools, right? But I don't think it can beat Snapchat lah. So, by the way, I'm sorry. By the way, TikTok is very powerful as well.
It is.
Yep. So that could be places that you look at to build
so,
your brand.
Ladies and gentlemen out there, right? If you are listening to this, go and build your personal brand, right? Your personal brand didn't start today. It started the day that you are born, right? So with that said, let's move on to our special segment. Welcome back, right? So this is the special Enzo session that we are going to have, right? So Enzo card was actually specially developed because we have a lot of our viewers out there that didn't understand what sort of conversation they need during networking. So we developed this card purely, right, for networking, or in fact, even a conversation with a mentor.
Nice.
Right, and ask them questions that they might not have thought of. So today, there are 4 acts in this card pack itself. But however, today, I'm just going to take out one of the act, which is Act 3.
Okay.
Right? And I'm going to play it in a very simple manner. What I'll do is I'll just shuffle the cards and I'll place it right in front of you randomly, right? And what you do is with the cards face down, right? You just pick 2 cards and we will answer that questions accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
So I have to pick one or I have to pick 2?
Pick 2. Let's
at
pick
the same
2.
time?
Yeah, at the same time. Why
All
not?
right. Let's go with this one.
All right.
And this one.
All right, awesome. So there are 2 cards over here.
All right.
Right, so Rajesh pick up 2 cards. Right, so Raj, the first question that I'll ask you, right, is probably something that we have touched on a little bit just now, is what do you learn from experiencing failure or setbacks?
I learned how to do it better. It's just like sharpening the knife. So every time I hit something blunt, right, you have to have that inner conversation. What went wrong? And then you sharpen the knife and you go ahead.
Wow, thanks for that. The second question here, right, is what recognition or rewards did you achieve? Sorry, wrong. Let me redo that again, all right? What recognition or rewards did you receive for your accomplishment?
Wow.
Yeah.
Last November, I was named the top 50 km man, the top 50 how can I forget this? I was named the top 50 global knowledge management person, right? In the world.
So it's like a master class.
And there are only 2 in Singapore.
Wow.
And both of them are in ACES Innovation.
Wow.
And I went to Switzerland, to Davos, where the World Economic Forum is being held, that same venue, to receive the award.
Wow, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Wow. See, simple questions.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Tough one because you caught me at a point that I can't remember what the award was.
Well, it's okay. You did well. You can remember the awards. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. As simple as you can, a simple Enzo card, right, is able to ask questions that you might not know what you get out from the mentor.
Yeah, good trigger, man.
Thank you for that, Raj.
Thank
Thank you
you
for that. Welcome back. So, Raj, continuing from what we had conversations, I want to bring you back to the past.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
So, let me bring you back to all the way to when you are Navy, let's say 20 years old.
Oh, man. All right.
And knowing that all the information that you have today, what would you have done differently to your career or yourself?
I think if I were to go back 20 years, right, it would have been very comfortable. Status quo. You've got a steady salary coming in. You will get your performance bonus. You will get this thing. You tend to be a bit myopic and you didn't meet as many people as you can. So I think if back then I had networked more, I had spoken out more about what I'm passionate about. Dedicated a bit more time, I think things would have been different. And if I were to go back, that's one thing that I'll do. I'll start networking as early as I can. Right? Not just to find girlfriend in.
You will find your wife eventually.
Yeah, you will find it eventually, But networking, I think, would be something that I would have done much sooner. Yeah.
So now that I brought you to the past, now I want to talk about the future as well. Right? So there are two questions in the future. Now, first question I have is, what do you think will be the future for you? Right? Or what sort of future do you hope that you have for yourself?
I think the future that I want to see for myself is very much entails health, because I want to keep going. Within the knowledge management circle, there's this thing that we call, it's a DIKW table. D is data.
Okay.
From data, you get information.
Okay.
You sense make the information, you get knowledge.
Okay. Yeah.
And the W is wisdom.
Right.
Now, I've been doing knowledge management now for close to 20 years. And even when I teach this strategy in class, I tell them I don't talk about wisdom. Because I think in today's world where everything is changing every day, you will never reach wisdom.
Yeah.
Every day there's something to learn. So in my future, I hope that I have the good mental capacity and health to keep learning.
Right.
If we follow our conversation, it would mean that the ability for me to make sure that I can sharpen my knife every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen out there, right? So you never stop learning, right? No matter how old you are, what age, right? Learning is essential to success. So even if someone like Raj, right, we're so successful, he's still learning non-stop, right? Even though he's teaching, that's the best part, right? He's still learning. Yeah. That said, now to the future. What is your take on the future of knowledge management?
The future of, you see, with every business, with everything that we do, there is knowledge in it. If we want to keep climbing the ladder and we want to go up the spiral, it means that whatever we have learned needs to be recorded, needs to be captured, needs to be, once you've captured, you record it or you document it, it needs to be transferred. And when we have conversations like this, we are co-creating new knowledge,
right?
Because you have your ideas, I have my ideas, and we are generating something. So it needs to be co-created. And that will be something that will actually leapfrog you or keep your spiral going up.
Right.
So I think the future of knowledge management is about continuous learning and improvement. Of course, today is about AI, but it is also about being cyber safe and being DEI, I wouldn't say compliant, but DEI, visually, you are able to identify with your DEI terminologies and processes within your organization.
Yeah. So for the sake of our viewers, what is DEI again?
DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusivity.
Yeah.
In the work that we do, we include J and B as well. So it's called DEI JB.
And
J is justice, B is belonging. So justice is how you treat everyone fairly at work, and belonging is make sure that you feel like you belong to that organization. You are part of our organization.
Thank you for that, Raj. And in fact, every single person in my guest here, right, I will ask one question. I have no idea why I'm nervous with you suddenly. That's weird. Okay, but anyway, because I known him for quite some time as well. So anyway, so that's it. So every single guest that I've asked, that have been my guests in this recording this podcast, right, I'll ask them if there's one word, right, they will give to all inspiring entrepreneurs out there. What would that one word be and why?
The one word is adaptability. Let me see if I can give you a visual. Don't be that circle trying to fit into the rectangle.
Okay.
Okay. We must be able to adapt to the different changing environment, the changing dynamics of the world.
Okay.
We all think that during COVID, Singapore did very well because, we were able to stand up our testing centers in double quick time, one of the fastest. But in SARS, we already created the SOP. I was in MINDEF at that point of time. When SARS happened, we already created our SOPs. We were practicing it every year. So when COVID happened, and if you have kids, you know that, or if you were a kid at that time, you already know travel declaration must do.
Yeah.
Every year got temperature taking exercise from SARS.
Yes.
So when COVID happened, it wasn't too tough. You must be able to adapt. You must be able to learn from what has happened, adapt to changing scenarios. Now, whatever we learned from SARS, maybe 50% was relevant for COVID.
Okay.
And then everything else we had to, but at least you got a 50% head start, man.
Yeah.
So be adaptable, right? Don't always say, no lah, cannot. Why you? Singapore's favorite word, huh? Cannot. Can you help me? Cannot. No, right? Cannot. You must say cannot to cannot. Right? You must say cannot to
double
cannot.
negative make a positive.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you must think of it as in, okay, how can we work with this? What can we do? Right? That's it.
Right. Well, that's actually very, very interesting because I think most people, it's they'll just say it, I can't do it, and I'm done with it. There's not even a trying to do it. So that's good advice for ladies and gentlemen, all of you out there, right? That be adaptable, right? Go and try things out. You never know what turns out, right? It could be good, it could be bad, but it's an experience nonetheless.
Yep.
Yeah. So before we end our whole show, right, I will put your focus into this camera over here. Right. Any last parting words, advice to all our viewers out there?
I think be patient. If you're on an entrepreneurship journey, then be patient. It's not easy, but with sessions like this where you can network and be adapt. I have to say adapt, right? Yeah, and be able to adapt to the changing environment. Now, not all work sucks, okay? But in every wonderful journey, there's some portions of it that you're going to stumble and fall. So find your stumbling blocks, try to clear them, and then find your leapfrog, your lily pads that you can leap off. That should be what your journey should be like. And I hope that, you enjoy your journey and have a good time, have fun.
Thank you so much for your time and spending all that wisdom with us, actually.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. And once again, I want to thank Rajesh for sharing with us his incredible insights and expertise. If you want to learn a lot more about Rajesh and his work, you can check out his articles and posts on LinkedIn. Once again, Rajesh, thank you for being with us and being such an amazing guest for dropping us some serious knowledge bombs. Until next time, folks, keep striving for success and keep learning. Hi guys, thank you for listening. If you like what you have just heard, follow us for more content like this.